Muthoni, take us through the market today. Monday, Tuesday, we saw the market trading sideways. Today it's up 38 points. What are some of the notable movements that you can tell us about?
For true, Monday and Tuesday we saw the market trade sideways, and today we saw it go up. I'd say our gainers for today were Mumias, East African Portland Cement, and Everready. Mumias is on the back of local and retail investors, taking their positions on the counter. Mumias is a company that is expected to do well this year with anticipated earnings on the back of increased sugar production this year. And there's still a shortage, a global shortage. Therefore, we expect the prices to be still high, though not as high as they were earlier on during the year and also last year.
Let's look at East Africa Portland, the biggest gainer of the day. That's up 8 shillings to close the day at 108 shillings. What's your analysis of East Africa Portland as a company and consequently the stock?
As a company going forward, we expect the cement industry to do well, and East African Portland is in the cement industry. And this is on the back of a booming real estate industry, as well as government increase in infrastructural development. Yes. And then on the stock, we expect it to go, it's a thinly traded counter, rarely trading, and even today it traded 500 shares and it was traded by one investor. However, the investors who go into this counter can anticipate the capital gains on it going forward.
Now, when we spoke earlier, you talked about a mixed performance on the industrial counters. What particular counters are you looking at, and where are we seeing a mixed performance?
Basically, to be on demand and supply, simple demand and supply. Mumias, we said we've seen go up. We also expect counters like BAT, it has gone up from 190 to 194.
Now, you're one who likes the financial stocks. You've said before you cannot afford to have you cannot afford not to have the financials in your portfolio. Now, Barclays Bank has already experienced a profit taking. But you have been rather bullish about the commercial counters. What particular ones are you looking at?
Commercial or financial?
Financial counters, sorry.
Particularly, I'd say Coop, Equity, KCB, BBK. One, simply they are favorite counters, and you're assured of liquidity on them. And many investors, particularly like for Equity and KCB, we see a lot of speculative and also bullish investor sentiment on these counters. And the financial industry is expected to do well this year. Simply because we expect that they will lend out more this year compared to last year. And we know that the loan book is where banking and financial institutions get a large portion of their revenues. And we've seen Barclays Bank and Cooperative lower their base rates, and therefore we expect them to increase their lending, and other banks to follow suit.
Let's look at Kenya Airways. I think it's rather interesting what's happening to that stock. It's up 2% today. 50% of activity, though, today was by foreigners, and who is selling off. Other analysts say the airline has other challenges, particularly on cash flows from its March end year, and results are expected by the end of May. What's your analysis of what's happening to Kenya Airways currently and the particular counter?
Since the Iceland volcanic ash incident, we've seen it go down slightly, because it closed 59.5 on Thursday, 59 on Friday, and it went up today, as you can see. Therefore, in terms of reaction, the reaction is not too much on the counter itself. In terms of earnings, there are many challenges that KQ goes through, including even the oil prices that affect the counter, and also the margins in terms of the number of tourists who come in and out of the counter.
Going forward, we're right in the middle of the week. The market has begun to correct itself. What are your expectations of what we're likely to see tomorrow and the day after?
Financials, we expect it to keep going up. Industrials, we hope that it will go up based on bullish investor sentiment. However, we expect some corrections as we go forward, and it is expected. Counters will go up, then we'll see market and price corrections as investors take profits, and we expect this to continue going forward.